morning we're going to make a Mediterranean dish. It's called basically a lamb hashwi. It's lemon rice. It's a casserole, or it can also be used as a stuffing for turkey if you don't like bread dressing, or you can eat it for lunch. But basically it has any type of rice you like to use. It has lamb meat, it has garlic, it has chicken broth, and it has some cinnamon and some pepper and butter. So we're going to go through and tell you how to prepare it, and at the end we're going to taste it and get some feedback on that. It's something that it's probably my favorite dish, and it's also the favorite dish of all my children and all my grandchildren. And it can be frozen if you make quite a bit. This recipe that we're going to make available to you is for 2 cups. So if you wanted to make 1 cup, you would just use half the ingredients. If you wanted to make 4 cups, you use twice as many of the ingredients. 4 cups is a lot of rice. Only time I ever make 4 cups is if I'm going to a picnic feeding a lot of people. So other than that, and like I said, you can use it as stuffing, but and it's usually a side dish in a meal. Like we might have lamb meat with a side dish of this and a salad, or you can have this for lunch by itself because it's very filling. It has rice, it has pine nuts in it, which the Italians call pignoli nuts or snaubut in Arabic. But I've never met anybody that doesn't like it, so if you don't like it the first time you made it, either you made it wrong or something's wrong with you. So without further ado then, we'll get recessed to the kitchen and we'll start preparing it. And at the end, we'll taste it and get some feedback. All right, this morning we're gonna make some lamb rice hashwi, and it's basically a casserole or stuffing. And the main ingredients obviously is lamb meat, ground, which is available at Kroger or Walmart or Sprouts. And any type of rice. I use Uncle Ben's rice.
Okay. I'm going to do it in Spanish. Vamos a decir en español. Vamos a hacer hoy un casserole, que es una comida, un plato que no es principal, pero es un plato adicional cuando quieres una cena grande y que se llama, es a base de cordero, carne de cordero y casserole de cordero. Y el ingrediente principal es arroz y también tenemos carne de cordero molida. How much is it, the quantity?
The recipe that's going to be available is for 2 cups, but we're making 1 cup this morning, and then we're going to eat the second cup when we finish preparing this.
Okay, la receta es para 2 tazas de arroz, pero vamos a hacer ahorita solo 1 taza, pero es 2 tazas de arroz esta mañana. ¿Y how much is that? How much of the
This for 2 cups we would use 1 pound. We're using a half a pound for 1 cup of rice.
Ok, entonces para 2 tazas de arroz es 1 libra de carne molida de cordero, pero como estamos usando solo 1 taza, entonces media libra.
Right. And so since we're using 1 cup of rice, we're going to use 2 cups of water.
Entonces para 1 taza de arroz, 2 tazas de agua.
Okay. And then we're going to use about a quarter of a stick of butter.
Y 1/4 de barra de mantequilla.
Right. And then we have pine seeds. They're sometimes called pignoli nuts for the Italians, or the Arabic people will know them as snaubut. But we're going to fry these in olive oil. We're just going to brown them.
Oh, okay. So vamos a usar estas semillitas que son semillas de piñole. En español, en Spanish, I don't know yet how to say it, but I'll put it there in the video, lo voy a poner, and las vamos a sofreír en un poquito en aceite para que suelten sabor.
Yeah. And for this quantity, we're going to use about a quarter of a cup. These are the most expensive ingredients. Unfortunately, these cost about $27 a pound. Oh, wow. So you can use as many as you can afford.
Exactly. Estos son los ingredientes más caros. Es como $27 la libra. Pero entonces vamos para 1 taza de arroz, vamos a utilizar 1/4 taza. 1/4 cup, right?
Right.
1/4 taza de semillitas. Okay? And I see this is a garlic here. You have.
Right.
So 1 garlic.
I'm using 1 clove of garlic for 1 cup of for 1 cup of rice.
Okay, entonces 1 clavo de ajo para un diente de ajo para 1 taza de arroz. Entonces serían 2 para 2 tazas.
And you could do more or less depending on how much you like garlic.
Okay, y pueden hacerlo más o después o menos, o depende de cuánto les gusta el ajo.
And then we're going to also add chicken bouillon cube to the water when we cook it to give it that chicken and a little bit more salt flavor. I don't add any salt except for what's in the chicken bouillon cube.
Ok, tenemos un cubito de sazonador de pollo que lo vamos a usar para la taza de agua que tenemos aquí. No hay necesidad de usar sal porque ya el cubito tiene suficiente sal.
So we're gonna brown the lamb, and at that time I'm gonna add about a quarter of a teaspoon of cinnamon and about a little bit. I'll just pepper around, and then we'll put everything together, and then we'll boil it for about maybe 25 minutes. It's basically anytime you make rice, you basically just add the water and let it boil away, and then it's ready to eat.
Ok, entonces vamos a cocinar el arroz con los ingredientes para que después que el arroz se cocine le agregamos los demás ingredientes. Nos vemos pronto. See you soon.
Okay.
Take it, Mama.
And then I'm going to break this up in a few pieces just so it's more evenly distributed
Vamos a cortar
in the rice.
en pedacitos para que se pueda meter mejor en el arroz. Y aquí hemos metido el arroz, la tacita, en la ollita. So no oil, nothing there, ¿verdad?
No,
Just the
not
plain
that.
rice.
Okay.
Oh,
And
no hay
then,
aceite, solo el arroz.
I can put the butter in too. I'm going to use about this much butter
Y
here.
vamos a usar esta cantidad de mantequilla en la ollita.
And I'm going to put the water in.
And
2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice.
2 tazas de agua para una taza de arroz.
So now we're going to brown the meat.
Y ahora vamos a cocinar la carne. Okay.
So, let's turn mine on.
All right, I'll be your assistant. Y no oil, or we put some
No,
oil?
there's plenty of fat in the meat,
Oh.
so you don't really need to
really
add anything to it. But since it's kind of one hunk, what we want to do is we want to break it up. While we're even cooking it, we want to break it up into smaller pieces
Pedacitos chiquitos. Lo vamos a cortar.
because we want them well distributed through the rice when we add it.
Porque lo queremos distribuir bien al arroz una vez que lo añadimos. Entonces lo cocinamos. And you cook it in slow heat?
No, I'm just going to brown it so you can get it, medium heat.
Oh, okay.
It cooks very fast. Now it's going to be cooked in the liquid for about a half an hour, so it's really not a case that it wouldn't be cooked.
Oh, okay.
You could put it in raw, it would still be cooked, but browning gives it a little bit more flavor.
Ok, entonces lo vamos a cocinar y que se cocine en su propia grasita y en una temperatura mediana para que se coja todos los sabores mejor. Y ahora le vamos a agregar papu.
So then I'm going to put pepper in it.
Le vamos a poner pimienta.
Usually we're going to put about, and this much meat, maybe about 1/8 of a teaspoon, but I usually don't measure too much. I just kind of look at how much I put in. And then you can also add some cinnamon.
Le vamos a agregar canela.
Yeah.
Oh, cinnamon. How much of cinnamon?
I'm going to put about 1/4 of a teaspoon in.
Un cuarto de cucharita.
You have
Oh, sorry.
a little bit of a spoon here.
El canela, 1/4 of a teaspoon. Half a pound para media libra. Y esto le da just give it a good flavor, ¿verdad?
Yeah, and we should break it up. Let me get
Move here.
better tool.
Nice. Where did you learn this recipe? ¿De dónde aprendió esta receta?
From my mother and grandmother.
Oh, sí. They teach you. This is a Mediterranean dish, right?
Yeah.
Es un plato mediterráneo de su abuelita y su mamá.
So while I'm cooking here, I want to keep breaking it up because I don't want big chunks
Okay.
in there. I want
Lo
it
vamos a quebrar en pedacitos
so
chiquitos
it gets small,
para que se haga,
and then it's well distributed through the rice when we cook it together.
para que se pueda distribuir con el arroz. Lo cortamos en pequeños pedazos.
But as it cooks, it's easier to cut too.
Ajá. Es más fácil. Can you do this with regular beef or no? It will taste.
You could do it with beef if
Really?
you wanted. Yeah, this would be taste a little bit different, but we always use lamb.
It's better lamb. It's much more soft meat or easy to digest. Or
Lamb is easier to digest, but it's just that in the Middle East, there's not a lot of pasture land for cows.
oh.
So
that's
beef would be
why.
always imported and be very expensive.
Yes.
So in the countries that don't have a lot of grassland, they can raise sheep
Yes.
because in a smaller lot and not so much grass.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah, like in Greece, they use it primarily lamb too because, you know, it's a very mountainous country and there's not a lot of space to have a lot of cows.
A la caos. Sí, dice que en Grecia y en Mediterráneo se utiliza más la carne de cordero porque no hay mucho espacio para muchas vacas. Y por eso se usa mucho tipo de carne.
Yeah.
So,
Even in the Middle East, they don't eat that much pork either.
they don't eat much
Because,
pork. Oh.
you know, well, first of all, the Muslims don't eat pork and the Jews don't eat pork.
Exactly.
And plus, pigs need a lot of area anyway to survive. So it's not that efficient.
To use pork.
Yeah. So basically, lamb, this is pretty much a spring lamb.
It's pretty lamb.
Because when a lamb turns into a sheep, the meat gets much stronger. It becomes mutton, they call it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
they eat mutton down in Australia, but in the Middle East, they eat young lambs.
So this is not a young lamb. Or
Yeah, it's a spring lamb,
a
like
spring lamb.
not too old,
Not too old.
and the meat is
Much more tender.
it's tender, but it's not as strong tasting either.
Not strong tasting. Okay.
So it's getting a little brown. I don't have to really cook it too much because it's going to go into the pot to boil.
Okay, so hay
Because
que
it's
cocinarlo
getting some brown here.
que ya se puso cafecita.
I'm about ready to,
Y mira el grease, sí es cierto, la grasa lo cocinó. The grease cooked it itself.
yeah. I'm going to pour the grease off.
Ok, vamos a quitarle la grasa. So you take it away, the grease.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I already put the butter in.
Okay,
And
yes.
if I put the grease in, it'll be too
greasy.
greasy.
Sí.
Okay.
Ok, entonces lo es.
So let's turn this off.
Okay.
And then the easiest way to do this is that I've got some
Tenemos
ingredients
el
here.
arroz aquí con
And-
el cubito y la mantequilla. Have this rice with the
Okay.
butter and the chicken bouillon. And you put it here. You want me to put it up?
Yeah, oh no, I don't want to put it yet.
Oh, not yet.
I'm so one of the ways I do it to get the grease off, I'll move my lamb to one side of the pan,
Oh.
and then I'll tilt it a little bit like this. So most of the grease runs down, and then I scoop out the lamb, and this has, and then put this in here.
Oh, okay.
And it's got holes in it, so
It will.
the lamb, you know, a little bit of
Tiene
grease isn't
huequitos.
going to hurt, but to
Sí.
put all that grease in would be too greasy.
Too greasy.
And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll just go over the top like that
Exacto.
and hope I get it in the
It's a
pan.
little bit fat free para que sea un poquito
Well,
menos
yeah,
de
it
grasa.
is. This is probably, normal lamb you buy in the store is probably 80% meat and 20% fat.
Ajá, exactly.
So,
Ok, entonces le escurrimos la grasa
yeah.
con esa espátula especial
I might just
y
get
se echa
just a
todo con
little
el
bit
arroz.
more. And then I'm finished with
Y
that.
todo se mezcla. Everything together. Ok.
I'm just gonna put this, pour this here. Now, the second thing I want to do as far as cooking, I'm going to use the same pan
Ok.
and
This is still. Ok, there. Ahí.
I'm going to get a little olive oil.
Aceite de oliva. Ok. Echamos. In the same pan.
Yeah, it can be the same pan. I just don't want to clean a lot of pans.
Exactly. Sí. Ok.
And then
Ok.
I'm going to. Let's see,
Oh,
where-
ok. Ahora vamos a tostar. We're gonna roast.
I'm going to roast the pine seeds.
the pine seeds. Vamos a tostar las semillitas.
So I'm just going to like.
Sí.
They're going to get brown pretty fast.
If we don't have access to those type of nuts, can we use other nuts or
You
no?
could probably use sliced almonds,
I slice almonds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
but you can buy those at Sprouts.
Sprouts.
I just ordered some online. Costco used to carry them, but they've been out of them for 2 months.
Oh, okay.
If you buy them in a store, you'll get a little teeny thing for about $5. They're too expensive.
Very expensive.
So Costco, they're probably about $20 a pound. They're a little smaller than I like. The ones I ordered online, I thought they would be here today, but they didn't get here.
Oh, okay.
But
They're stuck somewhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're about $22 a pound. if you buy them online.
Where do they bring them from? Why they're so expensive?
Well, these smaller ones are from China,
Oh,
but the
okay.
longer ones are from the Middle East, and they're more expensive. They're probably more like $28 a pound.
Oh, wow.
You could probably also buy them from like Jerusalem Bakery
Okay.
in Alpharetta,
See?
or a Greek store or an Italian store might have them,
May have
but they
them.
would call them pignoli nuts in the.
Las nueces de piñol.
Yeah.
Entonces, le puedes usar almendras si tú quieres. Si no tienes este tipo de nuez, estas nueces se pueden conseguir en Sprouts o también en Costco muchas veces, o por línea, ¿verdad? Amazon. You can buy them on Amazon.
Okay,
Sí.
so we're just waiting for them to get a little brown. You can see
Okay.
them, and I just keep moving them around just so they're brown uniformly and not all the bottom will get black.
Oh, okay. So you just need them to get brownish.
Yeah,
a
just
little bit.
brownish.
Oh, okay.
And some people don't even brown them. They put them in.
They put in directly.
They'll be cooked,
Uh-huh.
but sometimes they get more a little bit more flavor if you brown them.
Okay.
And maybe it looks better. I don't know.
Okay, we'll be back while they get brown. Okay, so we're back and see how much brown they get. So you need more brown like that.
Yeah, I won't.
Wow.
That's about as brown as I'm going to get. So I'll shut off
Oh,
the
okay,
heat.
so le quitamos el calor y ya están bien.
And here again,
Cafecitas.
I don't want to just pour them in with all the olive oil because here
Okay.
again it's
Too greasy.
Too greasy.
Entonces le vamos a quitar también
So
el
in this
aceite
case,
de
I'm
oliva.
going to use a strainer.
Vamos a usar un
And I
colador.
think I have one down here.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there you find. I'm very organized. Muy organizado. You want to help you out?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Well, let me do.
Be careful. Yeah.
I'm just going to strain it right into my
Oh, on the trash can.
trash
Okay.
can because
Le
I've
quitamos
got.
el aceite. We
So I
remove
just
the
gonna
oil.
pour it in here.
Okay. And the nuts are ready.
And you can see how brown they are.
Vean qué cafecitas.
And then we just add this to what we've already
Lo
added.
agregamos.
Yeah.
I can smell it. It's so delicious. Wow. And then you add it to the meat.
Right.
Okay. And should I help you with
Okay. So I think
mix it?
we're ready to.
You want it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got the rice in here. We've got
Okay.
the chicken bouillon in here.
Ajá.
We don't have the garlic in yet.
Ok, aquí tenemos entonces la carne, tenemos las semillas, la mantequilla, la canela. Ahora le vamos a agregar un poquito el ajo, que no está
So I have a garlic crusher. This is a pretty big piece of garlic. We'll see what we can get out of it, and we might have to reposition it.
Garlic. Tenemos el ajo que lo ponemos en ese triturador de ajos.
Boy, that's too big piece.
Yeah. Wow.
You notice how it just squishes down, and then I'll do that, and I'll put the other piece in just because
Okay.
I had it. Get a little bit more out. This was a pretty big piece of garlic.
Un gran pedazo de ajo. Okay. You want me to mix it?
Yeah, just mix it a bit.
Ok, lo vamos a mezclar.
And I'm going to start the back burner,
Ok.
and I'm going to put it on relatively high temperature until it boils.
Ok, y lo vamos a poner a temperatura alta hasta que hierva. And it has the rice already there, right?
Right.
Ok, ya tenemos el arroz ahí, la carne, las nueces, la mantequilla y el ajo.
Which one didn't go on?
I think it's this one. Okay. It
No,
was
I-
making noise.
No, I know, but that one didn't go on.
Oh, there. Yes. I love cooking with gas. Me gusta cocinar con gas.
Okay, and then I'm going to cover it. It'll just cook faster.
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to wait for is we're going to just let it boil off.
Okay.
Once it starts boiling, I will turn it down to low, and then probably 20 minutes later, when all the water's gone, it'll be ready to eat.
Ok, lo vamos a dejar que hierva. Una vez que hierva, le vamos a poner la temperatura a que ya se cocine con solo el calorcito que tiene la olla. Y estaría listo para comer. Okay.
Let's cut it. I've boiled the rice for about 25 minutes, and now we're ready to test it.
Okay. Hemos
And,
ya cocinado el arroz por 25 minutos.
And if we don't eat it all, it'll keep in the refrigerator for several days. Just put it in the microwave with a wet cloth on it and warm it up.
Wet cloth.
Or if you had
okay.
a lot of it left over, which
Yes.
is not usually the case because everybody likes it so much, you can actually freeze it.
Okay.
and
Wow.
thaw it out, and it
It
comes
is
out
good.
pretty good. So
Awesome. You're the
Without-
expert.
without further ado, let's taste it.
Okay,
and-
dice que lo
and
podemos
see.
guardar
Take that
en
one.
el refrigerador.
And I'll
y luego-
take this one.
Y vamos a. This is Mr. Papu and Yaya. Miss Yaya. Yaya. It means grandmother in Greek. Oh, Yaya is grandmother in Greek. And Papu is grandfather in Greek.
Right.
Y Papu es abuelo en griego. Y Yaya. Wow, this is the best bit. Nice. It's so delicious.
Got a little cold.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Did he propose to you with this dish? No. No.
And we'd like to have a personal thanks to our cinematographer,
Yes.
Mia Ramos,
Yeah, right.
for filming
Thank you
this
so
for
much
us.
for
Thank
being
you,
behind the
sweetie.
camera. Okay, mi amor. 3. Okay, this is our camera lady.
Oh, are you taking a video?
Yes, a video. Your camera lady.
cinematographer.
Yes, finally,
Mia
thank
Ramos.
you. And this is our delicious food. And we all say thank you for joining our channel.
Thank you.
Thank you.